Hey guys, welcome back to another Toyota Tuesday. I am Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and I have with me over here Clinton from Dirt Garage.
Hey guys.
So, if you're new to the show, we do this about once a week, about an hour from 9 to 10 o'clock, where we talk strictly Toyotas with all of our fans, and we answer any questions you might have. And we're also going to take a look at some of your rides. So, up here at the top, there's a pinned comment, it has the email toyotatuesdays@gmail.com. Send some pictures of your truck to that address, and we'll take a look at those later on in the show. Also, last week I tried something new where we kind of looked at some of the local classifieds, and you guys seem to like that. So we'll take a look at that again and see what kind of Toyotas are out there for sale and what kind of prices people are trying to get for them. So, Clinton,
Perfect.
man, let's start with you. What's new?
Um, a bit. I'm in search of another 1UZ now.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was under the understanding that my truck or that 1UZ was the non-interference engine, but I guess they switched up mid 95 and my timing belt slipped and bent some valves. So
Oh, oh no.
yeah, it was
Jeez.
running until it let smoke out the intake. And then, yeah, I Googled it, and people are saying that's normally the timing is out, or the timing belt slipped, or timing belts are broke or something. And yeah, pulled my timing cover off and noticed, yep, my timing did in fact slip. And now I couldn't get it started. And then I did a compression test, and half the cylinders were at 90. The best two were 120, and on those under 145 is a dead cylinder. So
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, man. You can't catch a
that's all
break.
good. No, I am having zero luck with this
Oh
swap
man.
this year, but whatever.
Ah.
We'll move on.
Well, hey, I mean, on a positive note, I watched the bed bob video, and that was
Yeah,
awesome. That turned
yeah,
out
that
awesome.
looks good. It turned out good. I'm happy with that. I
Yeah.
just finally rolled the truck out of my shop today just to kind of look at it in some light.
Some daylight. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell the cab, because with the fire restoration, I painted my front fenders, my hood, my A pillars. But and with the Bob, I painted the bed, and now out in the daylight, I can clearly see the cab's paint is so faded versus the brand new paint. It kind of looks goofy, but
Yeah.
after a few scratches and some use, it'll slowly start to blend a bit more. But
Did you say that was that Rust-Oleum paint that you did, or was it
uh,
an
it
actual professional paint?
it was an actual professional
Okay.
paint that I got mixed into cans.
Oh,
One
gotcha.
of the shops or auto parts store here will mix any paint coat into actual spray cans for you.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's not Rust-Oleum. I think the primer might have been Rust-Oleum branded because I just use name brand or whatever cheap
Right. Right.
primer. But yeah, and then it's just normal paint. I don't clear coat my truck. Um, just so that when I need to do repairs from trail damage and stuff, blending it is so much easier when there's not a clear coat that I have to deal with. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I don't know if you guys viewers saw the video or not. If not, head over to the garage and check it out. It was your Friday upload, right?
Yeah, it was my last upload.
Yeah. So
Took 11 inches out.
yeah. Now, from time wise, start to finish, how long of a process was that?
That was like a week. It was really tedious to
Was
do.
it? Okay. Because you made it look like super easy, like you knocked it out in like a
Yeah.
day or something.
Yeah,
But
it probably could have easily been knocked out in a day if I didn't do so much other rust repair at the same time because
yeah.
I cut out most of my wheel arches and patched a ton of rust holes that were in it while I was at it. So that took a fair bit to
Yeah.
do. But yeah,
And
it
then
probably could be done in a day.
you had to box in the back of the frame too, where that was cut
And I
off.
had the box in the back of the frame and make the bumper mounts and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a it's a pretty straightforward progress or process, but yeah, it takes some time, and it takes even longer to try to do it right and make it look good too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. No, it turned out great.
yeah, thank you very much.
So
What about you? Anything new?
no, I've got
No,
let's
still
see what they say.
can't work on stuff
In
much.
2 more weeks, I can lift 25 pounds. So
Oh, perfect.
yeah, it was actually 2 weeks ago today that I went to the ER with the mid pains. So if you guys missed last week's show, 2 weeks ago we didn't have a Toyota Tuesday. I had to bail on Jimmy from Snail Trail 4x4. I feel really bad about that. But I went
Hmm.
to the hospital. I had abdominal pains for 24 hours, and it was my appendix. They had to take it out the next day. So I can't lift 25 pounds for 2 weeks. I tried. I actually tried to put a battery in my E11 to move it, and it was lifting that thing up sucked. I was in pain
Yeah.
for the rest of the day, so I got to make myself take it easy. But I've just been taking this time to catch up on some editing, and I've been meaning to start a second channel for like home improvement type stuff that I do around the house. I've been recording those for like the past year here and there. Just didn't have a platform to upload them to yet, so I'm finally getting that up and going. So making
Nice.
use of the time. Now in two
Nice.
more weeks, I'll definitely be out there wrenching. I miss it.
There's a
Um,
non-Toyota on your shirt this week.
it is this. This is our Gambler 500 car, the
Okay.
Weirdmobile. This was a 1998 Honda Accord that my buddy Mike bought for 500 bucks, and he ran it in a local rough truck competition, which is like a thing to do at the fair with jumps and mud pits and all that stuff. And it came in 10th place out of like 50 or 60 different vehicles. Uh, and then we decided to turn it into a truck. So we cut the back half out, made it like an El Camino, and welded the back door shut.
Oh,
And
nice.
we put in the rear wall from a Del Sol with the roll down window. And we gambled it one year. And it lived. So
Nice.
this is the one that we're going to put on a Toyota 4x4 frame. So it's getting a lift and four-wheel drive next. It just won't die.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Might as well.
We're combining the and everything's rusty. We're combining a Honda and a Toyota, the two vehicles most susceptible to rust here in Ohio, and
Hmm.
combining one rusty four-wheel drive mess. So, but yeah, back to the surgery. I gotta apologize. I was on the painkillers last week's show, my last day of painkillers. So if I went back and looked, I may have rambled on a little bit here and there. So this week should be a regular show. So let's see here. Oh yeah, hey, PG Outdoors just had a good point. I don't know if you guys subscribe or watch. I'm sure you heard of Whistling Diesel.
Oh yeah,
I,
of course.
I guess he's been in the market for a Toyota, and
Yeah.
I'm not up to speed on it. I just saw that he put out like a feeler looking for
He
one.
just picked up a '89 Hilux that he imported, so it's a third gen like my truck, but he got a four door,
Okay,
and he's claiming is like the cleanest Hilux in the USA, and it probably is. If you look at it, it looks
I'll
amazing.
have to check it out. It probably
It's
will
a
be.
diesel. It looks like it's IFS. I can't quite tell from the photo. I know the solid axle IFS was an option in some places in third gens. I don't know, but it's hard to tell because it's in shadows whether it is IFS or not. But yeah, it looks really clean.
I I hope it survives.
I do too, but if it doesn't, it'll still be funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Oh, actually, as soon as I opened up my Instagram, I'm not gonna be able to see it.
let's see here. Oh yeah, wow.
But let's do this. There.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a four door Hilux.
Nice. That thing is clean.
Yeah. Too far. Too far. Right about there. Yeah, and he said, I present to you, and I quote from Top Gear, the world's most indestructible truck. A right-hand drive 1989 Toyota Hilux with a four-cylinder diesel imported from Japan. It took forever to find the right one because it had to be a diesel version and it couldn't have a bunch of rust. This is 100% the cleanest Hilux in the USA. Absolutely flawless. I have very absurd plans and look forward to demonstrating as soon as they're ready. So I'm
Uh-oh.
curious if he's going to drop it on top of a building like Top Gear did
I was gonna
and
say,
try to do the same thing. Because seeing how he's waiting for plans to be ready, he's obviously got something huge planned for it.
yeah.
uh,
And
but
honestly,
yeah,
I'm surprised. I mean, he's destroyed what? Uh, Everything basically. Dodges,
yeah,
square body, Ranger, Jeep. The Jeep was
yeah.
the Jeep was a rough one.
The Jeep videos were hilarious. I'm hoping the Toyota ones are just as
Oh,
good. I don't care if he makes fun of them. He's funny.
right. Yeah. But
Yeah, he distorts square bodies, Duramaxes, all sorts of stuff.
I'm surprised that it's made the show has been on this long without acquiring a Toyota, and
Yeah,
trying to destroy one.
honestly, yeah.
So
I've been thinking that forever that you should just get a Toyota and just destroy it, but
yeah,
uh, it's kind of awesome that he is going for kind of the same truck that they used on Top Gear too, just because they went out of their way to prove a point on how indestructible they were.
yeah,
And I have a feeling he's just trying to prove them wrong.
yeah.
But
I bet that's probably gonna be the premise of the video. I bet you just
yeah,
nailed it. So
yeah,
um, I'm sure all the viewers have seen the Top Gear episode. If you haven't, Google Top Gear Toyota, and it's a what? It's a two-part series, right?
it's three-part, I'm pretty sure.
Three-part.
But
Okay.
yeah, you can look it up on YouTube, and somebody's uploaded all three of them together. All together, I think it's like 10 minutes because they were just little spots inside their normal show. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, you need to watch that 100%.
It's yeah.
It's a good
Honest,
watch.
I saw it before I bought a Toyota, and I was kind of
Oh
like,
yeah,
yep,
I didn't. I found
that's
it
the truck I'm
after
gonna
I
get.
bought a Toyota. But yeah, they drowned it in an ocean.
Yeah, saltwater. Yeah.
Yeah, they lit it on fire.
Fire. Yep.
Um, that part I don't entirely believe. They lit it on fire 100% to show that, but I have a feeling as soon as they cut, they put it
They're
out.
dumping water in.
Otherwise, yeah, the whole interior of that thing would have burnt up. The wiring would have burnt up, and there's no way that thing would have ran.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they put it on top of like I don't know how big this building was, at least 10-story. Demolished a building with the truck on top, let it fall, and yeah, it drove away.
Dragged it out. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they had like what so much time to start it, and they,
Yeah, and they had to use basic
basic
tools was their
tools.
rules. Yeah, no special tools or anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, most of the time they were to say we'll start it right there and then,
Yep.
and then drove it into their studio after the fact. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Man, that's probably my favorite episode of all time.
yeah,
When
it's
you're
really
you're
good.
sure this thing is gone, is toast, and then they pan over and it's pulling into the studio.
Yeah,
And then it lived there forever until the show was
yep.
ended.
Until the show died, yeah,
Yeah. I
or
wonder what happened to
until
that
they
truck.
changed hosts.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
love
I
to
have
know
no
where
idea
it
what happened
is.
to the truck. Someone's got to own it. I
Yeah.
mean, is it still there with the
I
different
I
hosts?
don't know. To be honest, I haven't
I stopped
watched.
watching Top Gear after they left.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I stopped watching it. I've seen. Have you seen any of their like Grand Tour stuff since
Yeah, I did.
Top Gear? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really good show too.
it is.
But
Yeah,
well, should we?
I've seen a few clips of the newer Top Gear, and you just can't replicate that. They tried. They tried in
They
the
try.
U.S. too. They tried the U.S. Top Gear, but
I was never a fan of the U.S. Top Gear.
yeah, I mean, it's not that it was a bad show. It's just that compared to the U.K. Top Gear, it just
Yeah.
didn't have the chemistry.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was the host chemistry that made it
Yeah.
made it really stand out. It's just hilarious. But yeah.
PG Outdoors in the chat says he thinks it's in a museum, so I'd hope so.
Oh, there you
Definitely museum worthy.
go. Where
Let's see.
is the Top Gear Hilux now?
The winner for the Caribou Cup holders was last week. I've actually got it right here. I've got to ship it out this week. Forget the guy's name, but yeah, he won it. I reached out to him. It took him a couple days to get back, so I thought I might have to do like another giveaway and try and give it away to someone else. But he did reach out to me, and I've got his address, and it's going to go out to him. So thanks to everyone who entered. If we get something else like that again, I'll be glad to do another giveaway for that. But unfortunately, I only had one. Hey, speaking of giveaway though, if you guys, anyone out there has a newer Tacoma, I want to say like 2016 and up, or newer 4Runner, I've got a giveaway that ends at midnight today for H11 LED headlight bulbs, and those fit those newer Tacomas and 4Runners. It's a video on my channel from like 2 weeks ago. Check it out. Just put down your model, make, year in the comments to enter, and you might have a chance to win some H11 bulbs, which I think are low beams on the newer trucks and 4Runners. But you know more about that if you have one. So if you have one, check it out.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's see here. We have any new rides yet coming in the Gmail? Nope, not yet.
Google didn't help me try to figure out where the Hilux is now from Top Gear. I tried to look it up, but
Yeah, I'd love to know. I mean, you can't just scrap that piece of history, you know?
yeah. I guess Top Gear was notorious for scrapping vehicles because they weren't legally allowed to sell them after they were used on the show, I guess.
Oh, that's
So most vehicles that they used on the show ended up getting scrapped.
that's kind of sad. Well, then again, I guess a lot of them were pretty rough, you know,
Yeah.
by the end, anyways.
hmm
Um, so I found, you know, I want to thank all the viewers who reach out to me with like good deals. Like I had someone come out to me today and say, "Hey, I've got a solid front axle from an 85." Yesterday, I got a Instagram message. Somebody's like, "Hey, there's a bed for sale, 81 long bed, blue, two-wheel drive, like exactly what I need for my 81. It's for sale for $500 on Facebook." He sent me a link. It was an hour and 45 minutes from my house, but by the time I saw it and clicked on it, it was already pending. So I
Oh no.
just missed it. So I messaged the guy. I'm like, "Hey, if your buyer falls through, let me know." So I almost scored a bed. It didn't have any rust holes in it or anything. I mean, that's for $500 in Ohio. That's pretty
It's
good.
a pretty good deal
Pretty good deal. So
if it's super clean.
yeah. So
What was
no,
the axle for?
the axles were from an 85.
What
Um,
were they asking? I mean,
oh, I didn't see that. What they were
okay.
asking, I forget. But
Just curious what those go for, at least in your area.
yeah.
But
Um, oh yeah, yeah. The dude's name was Kyle. Yeah, Kyle, Mr. Fix It Kyle. That's who it was. So he's down somewhere around the Columbus area. But man, I would have driven. I would have been so glad to drive down there and pick that up and save myself weeks of fabrication trying to fix my bed. So no, I appreciate you guys for keeping a lookout and giving me a heads up when you see something good for sale. It's just my fault that I don't check my phone much and I miss a good deal here and there. But speaking of deals, what's this? I get a solid axle and cans for 500 used. You have to take it off. You know, 500 is, I mean, I feel like that's a little bit on the upper side. I guess it depends on the condition of the axle. I see them for about maybe $400 here in Ohio on average, but they
yeah, I
don't,
see about $250 to $400
and that's
here in
Canadian.
BC. Yeah, and that's Canadian,
Oh
so that's
wow.
even cheaper.
Okay.
I paid 250 for mine. Um, and yeah, that first gen parts truck that we got for my buddy who recently did a solid axle, I think that was like $400 for that whole truck.
Wow.
And yeah, we took the solid axle from it, and I think Corey took the transfer case from that one for his dual case setup. But yeah, you can find them somewhat cheap. But
Yeah, I did see one about an hour away for 350, but
yeah,
I can't even lift 25 pounds right now, so there's no way I can go get it. But yeah, go figure, right?
yeah,
Um, and then someone else sent me about an hour the other way a uh, it was a IFS frame that had been converted for a solid axle swap, and it was
yeah.
rust free for $350. So for, I mean, it needed springs and all that stuff on it still, but that's exactly what I needed for my 87. And right now, of course, just had surgery, can't lift anything, can't. I have no room to even move anything around right now. My
hmm
garage is packed full. So you know, you miss some good deals here and there, but I'll find it eventually.
Actually, the last axle I acquired was free. That's the one that's hanging on the set and in my videos. Um, Buddy who just got out of the hobby and was like, "Hey, do you want this?"
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
I'll take that if
score.
you're getting rid of it. It's okay. Otherwise, it's going in the dumpster. So,
Oh, we just
like,
have.
yeah, I'll take whatever you're throwing out.
I have all these solid axles in my way. I'm just gonna toss them in a dumpster.
Yep.
It's a different world up there.
Yeah.
What? I have more reasons to come to Canada now. I'm going to stop
Yeah.
there. I'm going to load up my solid axles. Stop by Toyota Fiberglass. Just get a stack of
Yeah.
fiberglass beds. Drive back to the U.S.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd imagine shipping a fiberglass bed is
oh
not
man,
cheap.
I don't even want to know.
No. Like I'd imagine even just bedsides are probably stupid
Right?
to try to ship, but
Yeah, especially going
yeah.
across Canada to U.S. I know
Yeah.
it's stupid expensive to ship anything up to you guys from down here. I imagine it's the same
Yeah.
up to, yeah.
It's actually
Uh,
cheaper to ship to you guys than it is to ship inside Canada.
is it
I noticed that from my own merch. It's way cheaper for me to ship T-shirts to down to the States than it is to ship it somewhere else in Canada.
interesting? That's
Yeah,
weird.
I don't know
Makes no
why.
sense.
I think that's because when you ship in Canada, or Canada Post won't actually allow you to ship it without insurance. Whereas when I ship it to the States, I don't even get not, or they don't ask me if I want insurance for it, or they
Yeah,
do. I just can say no, and it's fine. But it's mandatory to get insurance shipping Canada Post in
interesting.
Canada, anyways. Yeah,
Okay,
and it's minimum $100 insurance. Where yet when I'm shipping a T-shirt, it's not even worth insuring because the worst case they didn't get their parcel. I'm out whatever $20. Send them another one.
right.
But yeah, that's weird tidbit of information. But yeah, it's cheaper for us to ship down there than it is to ship in
Interesting.
Canada.
I've learned
Yeah.
so much about Canada on this show. It blows my mind.
That's cool. I'm learning too.
Yeah, for here, like shipping like a shirt, if it's under 16 ounces, you can ship first class, which is cheap and insurance is
Mhm.
optional. But if you ship priority, insurance is like included, and it's like $100, up to $100. So
Yeah.
let's see, got a couple comments here to catch up on. The fast lane. You just heard about the 87. I've had some opportunities pass me by. Unfortunately, with my current situation, I'm out of space and not physically able at the moment to take advantage of those good deals. So the 87 continues to sit in the corner. Um,
Boom.
what do you all think is ideal tire size for a 22 RE completely stock daily driver, mostly driving paved slash fire roads, and don't want to lose too much power, but also don't want stock 225s.
31s
As I
probably.
say, I think anything over 31s, you're going to be pushing the
Wanting a
limits.
regear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I know 33 is the point where people throw a 33-inch tire on, and they're on the Facebook group saying, "Oh, my truck's such a dog now," and
Yeah, my fuel economy sucks
yeah,
and
what'd you expect? So yeah, I'd say 31's max. Let's see. How tough is a windshield reseal? I can't say for sure. I've never done it. I've never even had luck removing a windshield. I think we talked about this a couple weeks back.
yeah, when I did my windshield.
Yeah. Um,
But I don't really understand the question. Like the
I guess he means like how
the
difficult is
actual
it to
like
do, or
caulking you use around the windshield, or like the aftermarket windshield um, trim, I guess.
oh the
I don't the
gasket. I don't
rubber,
know.
yeah, the gasket versus the chrome stuff. I don't know.
I guess it depends what year your truck is too. I think I don't know. Does third gen use a gasket?
They use a gasket.
Okay,
Yes. No. I don't. There's a chrome trim around it that kind of
chrome
seals
trim.
it, but I don't think it actually seals anything. It's more or less for looks. I think it's more or less sealed by the silicone or whatever is
Yeah,
on the inside of the windshield.
yeah. It's
Um,
oh, what's that? Is it urethane? I'm thinking of might be
yeah, it's
urethane.
some sort of
Urethane.
urethane.
Yeah,
Um, but
yeah.
yeah, you could put in aftermarket, like get rid of the chrome trim, and you put an aftermarket seal around the outside as well as that urethane or whatever. And I'm sure it's still great. My last windshield was done the same way, and it lasted up until the fire.
Yeah.
And then I had to get a new windshield because of the fire. But yeah,
Yeah, so then in that sense, the rubber gasket would basically just be cosmetic. It wouldn't actually
yeah,
do any
yeah,
difference. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
But it looks good.
if you're using the urethane and you're going to reuse that chrome trim, you have to get the plastic clips, most of them which break when you take the
Brake,
trim
yeah.
off, and you have to embed those into the urethane before it dries, and then you can clip the plastic clips on the back of the chrome trim into the clips that are embedded into the urethane. And it took me a while to find a better way to for Toyota to find a better way to make the windshield look good because it's just
Yeah.
such a sketchy system, and then you got to worry about it flying off when you're driving down the highway, and I don't know. I wouldn't do it again if I had the
No,
choice.
I would just like if you go to a windshield shop, ask them to put some the or a universal seal around the outside. It looks so much better, and I don't think it causes as much rust as the chrome trim likes to cause too
Yeah,
around the A-pillars.
yeah, because you
But
hold in a lot of pine needles and leaves and dirt and
yeah,
crap.
whatever
Yeah,
else. Yeah.
yep. So, yeah, it comes down to personal choice. If your truck's all original and you have like the chrome, the
Yeah, if
chrome
that's the
fender
look you're going
trims and all
for.
that, maybe you want to keep it original. But I mean,
I got
especially
rid of my chrome fender trims. Like, it's probably the first mod I did to my truck was removing those
yeah,
chrome fender trims. But they caused a ton of rust around every single one of my wheel arches, so they had to go.
I've never had a truck with those actually.
No?
No,
Oh
none of
yeah.
mine have been
My
fancy enough to have that.
yeah.
Let's see here. Where were we? Okay. Yeah, 31 by 10 and a half, 15, or 235 75 R15. Someone said for the maximum size for your stock gear ratio, and that sounds about right. Yep. 31 with 410 gears will work. Somebody else says they ran 32-inch all-terrains, and that's another thing is, are you talking about the type of
But
tire? If it's a
yeah.
aggressive mud tire, it's gonna have a little bit more struggle as well.
I'm assuming an all-terrain tire, seeing how we said it was more or less light off-roading
That's
and
true. Yeah.
forest surface roads or whatever. But
Yeah. Let's see. Someone else says 31s, and what else do we have? Yes, that's Paul Thompson. That's exactly it. Chrome trim held on by clips that glue into the urethane. And I don't know if they did that on the first gen trucks or not. I should go look at mine
I have no
sometime.
idea.
Okay, so John, if yours is leaking, and you need to reseal it yourself, I don't know if you have to pull off the windshield or not. Maybe when you get that chrome trim out, uh, and all the clips, half the clips break on you, you'll be able to see down in there what's going on. But usually,
Yeah, if it's leaking, normally it's just you need to probably get a new windshield to do it right, or take the windshield out, which is also hard to do really cleanly without breaking it, and probably lay down new urethane and try it again. But yeah, my brother's 85's windshield leaks right at the bottom. um, but
depending on your insurance, you might want to call your insurance agent and check with him. A lot of them will do like I've got farmers, and I had a crack in my windshield once, and they just come out and for $100 they'll replace the whole thing. Um,
yeah,
which is a pretty good deal considering the labor alone. So check with your insurance. There might be some sort of discount there for you. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and we'll see what I've gathered up over the past week here, as far as some local fines, also some out-of-state fines for some Toyotas for sale. Over here to the desktop here. So we'll start with this 1980, and this is down in Texas here. This was it is already sold by the time I went to get pictures of it. 1980, 76,000 miles, and let's see, 80 pickup 4x4, original 20R, rebuilt the knuckles, rebuilt HVAC system, all fluids, fresh seat, new carpet, dash. So pretty nice shape. He's asking 7,500 bucks. So in my eyes, I mean, at least here in Ohio, that would be a pretty good price, a fair price. Being that there's no rust for one. Uh, bed's got some wear and tear on it, but no holes. So I'm curious what you guys think. What would this be worth in your area? Again, this is down in Texas, or I guess rust-free probably doesn't bring the same premium as it does, here in the Midwest. But what do you think, Glenn? 7,500 bucks?
no,
No, too high.
no, I think it's way too
You think
high.
so? I mean, you're talking. It sounds like it's a well-maintained truck with. The thing that gets me is 77,000 miles. All
Yeah,
that paint's original. I mean, I'm guessing the whole
I
truck
guess.
is original,
Yeah,
but what?
I'm just going. $7,500. It's almost like 10 grand Canadian. No,
Okay.
thank
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You gotta do the conversion. Yeah.
you. Maybe if it was 7 grand Canadian, it would be a good deal. But
Well, actually, I'm looking again. It's not all original. I guess the seats are newer. The door panels are, they must have been in bad
the
shape.
carpet looks like it was poorly replaced at some point in time too. Looking at the seat
And
mount.
it's got like a universal, maybe center console for like, I don't know, maybe a Jeep or something with a lock on it.
Yeah,
So I guess looking up close is not all original, but pretty
it
clean. I
looks
think
good.
he'd get that if it was in Ohio for sure. He'd get that price. We got an 80, or what's this? I don't know why it says 82, 86, but 82 Toyota. This one I kind of thought was a really good deal. It's 4 grand. Okay, it's got a Chevy small block in it. Okay, so there's that. But
Ooh.
it's an 82, no rust, Texas truck. It's not street legal, but it could be. That's all he tells us. But look how clean it is.
Ugh.
It would take some work. I don't know what the deal with the bumpers are doing there. So look
To make it
past
street
that.
legal, I bet
I,
you
I,
wherever it is has bumper height laws.
oh yeah, yeah. We actually
I
do have
bet you
those in
that's
Ohio. They just
yeah,
don't really enforce them much.
yeah. Where I am, it's 28 inches is the limit.
Okay,
But
but the
I bet you
body
that's what
is
that is for.
the
The
body
body
is
looks
mint.
great,
The body looks
but
great. The interior
that thing
is
needs some work. Looks
it
like it was built in the 90s,
it
judging by
does.
the multiple shocks and its height and just its overall stance, and the fact that it's got a small block Chevy.
Look at
Oh yeah,
those poor leaf springs.
yeah, exactly.
But
Like
for
if you actually goose it, that's got a axle wrap like mad.
yeah, yeah. What tires are those, Clinton? You're the tire tread expert. Any
Oh,
clue on what those are?
old.
Old, yeah, they do look.
They
But
look like some sort of intercoast, but I don't know.
for 4 grand though, I mean, I would consider buying that and making it into a project. I'd definitely bring it
Yeah,
back down and rip
bring it
those
way down.
bumpers off. But I mean, just the clean body alone, and yeah, I'm sure you
Not
could.
street legal, but could be.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, that's what 4 grand in Ohio gets you, and that sold not really quick, but it did sell. So someone out there thinks they got a pretty good deal. Okay, we got a 1982 in Utah. This is the last of the first gens here. $2,000,
Oh, there you go.
97,000 miles. Needs some love, but runs and drives. Bring a trailer. Leaks oil out of the front of the motor, and he doesn't have time to fix it. And the price is best offer. It's 2-wheel drive. So
Oh,
yeah, so $2,000 though. Let's see
yeah.
what you get for two
Nice.
thousand bucks. I don't know what that is in the bed. I'm not sure. I don't even know.
Scrap steel.
I guess. But it kind of reminded me of mine a little bit, just a year newer. But I mean, for $2,000, I don't know. The the body
How do
alone
the
is.
floors look in yours?
You know what? The floor doesn't phase me. I've seen so much worse here in
Yeah.
Ohio. Yeah, I guess if you're out west and you're seeing this, you're probably cringing at that floor. But yeah, it's not horrible. Honestly, I think for 2 grand, it'd make a good project. Being that there's not rust holes everywhere in the body. What do you think that'd bring up in Canada?
Um, I have no
Hard
idea.
to say. You're not really in the two-wheel drive market at
I'm not in
all.
the two-wheel drive market ever, and not really in the first looking very often.
Yeah,
Mostly because you just don't.
that's true. Yeah. Let's see. A couple comments on this last one here. They said this would be bring about 5 grand in California. They said that this one here would be 10K easy out west. So there you go. All right, on to a second gen here. This one's in Kentucky. 1,500 bucks. 22R solid axle parts truck. So very rotted frame. So keep that in mind. This is how most of them are in Ohio. No title. 184,000 miles. Engine runs off of a jug of gas under the hood. So this is steering box is gone. So This is strictly a parts truck. Keep that in mind.
So it shouldn't cost any more than $500.
This one, I think the guy is a
Oh,
little full of himself. Look at that bed.
yeah.
That's worse than the one on my 87. That's bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought this guy was way out of line. I'm with you, Clinton. Five
Yeah,
hundred
for
bucks.
a parts truck, I don't think you should pay more than $500.
No, I mean it doesn't even start. It's missing a lot of parts. It's definitely
Yeah,
a rust bucket. There's really not much nice about this one.
no, except for the fact that it. So is this an 85 or an 84?
This is an 84, so it is a
Okay,
solid axle.
it is a solid axle. I think 85 is the only one with the bigger truss. I don't know if or is it 84, 85 are the ones that have the
I
bigger
think 85
truss?
only is the one with the
Is it, yeah, the most ideal one.
yeah, yeah,
My axle's an 82, so it doesn't have nearly as big as a truss, but
yeah. But I mean, you're looking at maybe between 500 and $1,000 worth of parts there. But as beat up as it is, I doubt he's going to get 1,500 for that. So what do you guys think? Let me know.
500
Uh,
bucks.
yeah, I'd offer him 500 bucks. Here's an 86. This one's 1,200 bucks. Right here in Ohio. This is Dover's outside of Columbus, so Central Ohio. 80,000 miles. Its frame is broken, so just like most of them around here. Uh, Ran fine before sitting for the winter. Brand new tires on brand new 33-inch tires. They don't have a lot of photos on this one. It it definitely looks interesting. I could tell it's lived a rather rough life. I don't know.
300 bucks.
Now wait, you're gonna offer 500 for the other one and 300 for this one?
It's got even less useful parts to me.
It is missing. Yeah, it is missing some parts.
Like,
But this is yeah,
there's
this
not a
is
lot useful on it, honestly. Especially if it's got a broken frame.
see.
It doesn't have like the only reason I say the other ones are 500 bucks because you can look at the solid axle. Okay, I get my money back on the solid axle pretty close to anyways. And then if I can scrounge up another couple $100 in parts,
That's true.
then
Okay.
you're laughing.
Yeah.
That I'm looking at, I'm like, is not much
Yeah,
going for it.
I see your point there being IFS, but yeah, that's what you get here in Ohio. I don't know. You, you might get 800 bucks for that truck. You know, you got to start high on Facebook, I guess, because of all the low ballers. Yeah, I'm with you, Fastlane. I pick the 84 over the 86 any day. Um, Here's an 87. What's this one here? This was actually really close to me in Litchfield, Ohio. I used to live out toward that way. Six
So it's
thousand
rusty
bucks.
too.
It's an 87. What's that?
So it's gonna be rusty too.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're all gonna be rusty in Ohio. It's an 87. Let's see. He got a very good description, which is very unusual for a Facebook ad. So I'll just
Yeah.
skim through it. 22R block, 20R head, nice combo. Big bore,
Oh,
cam,
it's solid axle swap.
balance header. It's got a fuel system, W56 trans. It's got an 85 solid axle swap on it. 488 gears. I'll just let you guys read down this if you could even see that on your screen. But it's pretty built. It's got 7-inch lift on it.
Yeah, that one's the best deal so far. I haven't
It's
seen it yet, but
well, there's only three
normally people
pictures.
don't put that much work into something that's completely bagged unless it is just a full wheeler and they don't care about the body.
Yeah, now it is a very built trail rig, but it's there you go.
Nice. It's like a little truggy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, basically, yeah, with a little flatbed in the back. So I don't know. It's for me. I don't know. I want something not that has been taken this far. You know, I like
Yeah,
the
but you could easily put a bed on there and put new front fenders on there, and it'd be a
you could
pretty nice truck.
you could yeah
If that's what somebody would want. But
yeah.
yeah.
But no, it's very nice built, very well built though. I like that.
Hmm.
And for 6 grand, I mean, you look at just the parts and the labor alone. If you're looking
Yeah.
for a trail rig, I think that's a good buy.
If you're buying the Trail Gear solid axle swap kit and stuff, you're almost 3 grand just doing a solid axle swap alone.
Right.
So
And then you got the built engine and yeah.
yeah, the built engine and he's got lockers and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So
So yeah, I thought that was a
yeah,
pretty fair deal.
Yeah.
We got another 87. This one's out in Indiana, Brookville, Indiana. 87 for 4,500 bucks, 214,000 miles. Missing door panels, but frame and body are clean. That's all we got. 22R, 5-speed.
That seems like a typical Facebook ad.
Yes, it does. So, I mean, like you can see, the body looks pretty clean.
Oh yeah.
Got a little wood bed there. It looks like it's. I don't think it looks like it's been repainted at some point, so maybe it was rusty. I don't know for sure. Not a lot of photos, but for 4,500 bucks, I mean,
Looks good.
that's a good. Yeah, you're getting in a Toyota game for 4,500 bucks on a clean frame and a clean body. And I don't even mind the wood bed. They got it done real nice with like a steel base, and then like the
Yep.
wood sort of fence like sides.
Yeah, looks good.
Maybe the ratchet strap holds it together. I don't know. Yeah, I think it does. It's in every photo. But no, that could be that's a pretty good deal, I think. All right, we'll jump it around a little bit. We'll go to a 95 here, get a third gen for you guys, and then we'll go back to the 88. This was a 95 for 5 grand. Um, oh, my bad. This actually isn't a 95. They had it listed as a 95, but this one's a little bit weird. I
Oh,
watched
good.
this truck for a long time. I thought about buying it just for parts, but obviously I can't front just 5 grand for a parts truck. But has no title. Comes with a bill of sale. It's got a 350, um, with 35,000 miles out of a motorhome. Uh, Turbo 350 trans. It's got 38 by 11 fronts and 38 by 15 rears. These are super swampers. It says the body and frame is a 94, 86 bed, and a 95 cab, which the guy is confused because you'll see it's definitely a second gen cab. Um, it must be built for just mud or off road use or something, but it's got a fuel cell. It's got the batteries in the bed. It's got the radiator in the bed. But here it is. There we go. So, because I obviously need a clean frame and a clean bed, and this has both of them. And this dude was trying to sell this thing forever, and I really thought about going to buy it, but I just can't dump that much on parts. But
Yeah.
there it
You need
is.
to. You'd probably need to make some or some engine mounts for a 22 RE if you got that too. If you're going to use the frame,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah,
because I'd assume you would have chopped them off to build the 350 mounts.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it totally looks like it was built as a mud truck,
yeah,
but it looks really clean.
yeah. I mean, a rust around here. I don't know about Canada, but around here, a rust-free bed alone is over a grand. Especially a metal OEM one, they'll go
Yeah.
over a grand easy. So I considered it, but you know, it's a lot of money. But if I was like Jay Leno, I would just have a warehouse just full of
Old toys.
old Toyotas. Yeah, and half of it would be just crap, just beaters.
He's got the same super long bumper to
Yeah, make it street
meet.
legal.
Yeah, meet the street legal spec or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many things that I see that I want, and it's a good thing I don't have a warehouse or a lot of money, because I would just buy all kinds of stupid stuff. So this is a bed for sale. This is a good deal if you're in West Virginia or anywhere near there. You're looking for a bed. This is a bed off of an 88 for 800 bucks, and
88 Toyota.
look at that. No rust. Look at the seams. I mean, this got me thinking like I should probably drive out and get this, but you know, West Virginia is still about 8 hours away. So passed on it, but it might still be available if you're out that way. You need a rust-free OEM metal bed. That's a good price.
Austin Nemela. I don't actually know how to say his last name, but I know who you're talking about. He's going to be listing his 3.4 swap 1990 pickup. Probably won't be cheap, but it is a nice truck. Yeah, you're right. I was talking to him recently, and yeah, he's planning on listing it, but I would not imagine it being anywhere near the price range of the rigs that we're looking at.
Yeah.
He did a really good job restoring that pickup, but yeah. Also, somebody asked me earlier. I don't know if it's still up in the chat there, but what gears I'm running in my truck? Oh yeah, PG Outdoors. That I'm running the factory 456 gears. They're there seem to be just fine as a highway gear. At least when I was supercharged 3.4, it still cruised down the highway like 2400 RPM, no problem. Goes up hills without gearing down, no problem. So I've never felt the need to gear down my axles. Off road, my transfer cases, or I've got 2 transfer cases to make up for it. So
Yeah.
yeah. When you add more power, you don't necessarily need to re-gear if you're doing it so that you can actually drive on the highway or drive decently. If I was still the factory 3-liter automatic, I would hate driving around with 37s. The 3-liter automatic didn't have enough power to move it around. Period. So yeah.
So with your once you get the V8, if the V8 swap ever gets done with
Yeah.
all the setbacks, you'll be fine keeping the same gears, I assume.
Oh, absolutely, the
Yeah.
same gears. And one of the big reasons why I'm keeping it 456 is they're super easy to find a 456 truck. And it was an OEM option, so I can go to a junkyard and likely find a truck that has 456 gears if I blow up my diff in the middle of nowhere. Like if I'm on my way down to like Moab or something and I blow over your diff, I can just limp my way to a junkyard, pick up another third, and slap it in and keep going. So yeah, that's one of the many reasons why I like keeping it 456, just because it's easy. Yeah.
I just got an email here. Let's see here. Let me see what this is. It's a frame for sale in California from Rock Crawling Fool. If we load here, there we go. Ooh, this looks built. Let's see what we got here.
It's got a
85.
high steer.
Yeah. 85 4x4 rolling chassis with lots of new parts and extras. IFS rear end. 63s. What do we got here? Brake lines, trail gear, front lift springs, new axle, rebuilt knuckles. What else? Bolt flip kit. Marlin high steer. FJ80 tie rod ends. Comes with the IFS box.
Perfect for that 2-wheel drive you showed earlier.
Yes. Only $2,800 in across the country. There's that.
Yeah.
There's that minor detail. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Oh wow. Yeah, there it is. That's exactly what I need for my 87.
Yeah.
And you know it's clean too because it's out west.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's real nice. I don't know. What do you think, Clinton? $2,800.
I think that's steep for it. Yeah, it's got all the trail gear stuff, but I think it's pretty steep. Maybe $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's probably his lowest, or what he'll take for it.
Sure.
Being
Yeah.
posted at 2,800, but
Yeah.
it's the wrong one.
It is nice. You know what? I think he'd have a better chance of getting that out here than he would out there, where there's probably all kinds of rust-free frames available. But
Yeah. True.
yeah, it is clean. That is nice. Very nice. All right. Well, guys, it's coming up 10 o'clock here. Let's see if we got any new comments that I might have missed. Let's see. Paul Thompson. Yeah, I've got 529s too, and I run 35s. You went 488s. Now that you swap from a 22 RE to a 3.4. Let's see. Here we go. Poncho, is there any sort of wiring guide that you use in your 3.4 swap? He has an 88 that had a 22 RE, but it's missing the engine harness.
Well, if you're going from 22RE to 3.4, you won't use the 22RE's engine harness whatsoever, so that doesn't make a difference as long as you have the 3.4. engine harness. And no, there's not really necessarily a guide to follow because every year of 3.4 is different. You can't just go, oh, you connect X wire to this and this to this, and it'll just go. It all depends on what year of truck you are putting it in and what year of truck the 3.4 came from. I just wired a 2RZ and got a 2RZ running in my buddy's truck on the weekend. It was literally the easiest engine swap wiring I've ever done. The fuel injectors and the coils run on the same power. The mass airflow and the idle air control were on a different power, but they share powers. The ECM wanted one switch power and one constant power, and it was ready to run. It was like literally 4 wires to get it running, and it was by far the easiest I've ever done. But yeah, if you understand how to read wiring diagrams and know what to look for and know what needs power, it's pretty straightforward. But it's not necessarily something you can buy.
Being our resident 3.4 swap expert, what's the cutoff for the years that you want before they had the immobilizer? And all that?
You want like 98 and earlier.
Okay.
So if you buy one that's in the same years as the T100 was running, to relocate the dipstick when you have to put the 3.0 oil pan on it, it's super easy. It's like a little plastic plug that you just knock out and then shove the new dipstick in it, and it's awesome. Mine was a 2000, and I had to actually drill the block to put the new dipstick in it, which it's so tedious to be drilling into a block and kind of nerve wracking. Yeah. But I think 98 is the last year where you don't have to do that. And in general, it is the limited models that like of Forerunners that have the immobilizers. And the really easy way to tell is if the ECM has 5 plugs. If it has 5 plugs, the middle plug is the immobilizer plug. So,
okay. All right.
yeah.
That is Mr. Clinton here, our local wealth of information on V6 and V8 swaps.
Yeah, I've done a lot now.
Yeah, I should say for sure.
Getting this 2RZ running was literally like it took me less than 5 minutes to figure out how to wire it, and like 45 minutes to get it from just the bare engine harness to then connected to the body harness of this pickup and running. So, nice. Yeah. Whereas my truck with the 1UZ was a pain, and it probably took me at least 10 hours to figure out the wiring. Just very different systems, but 3/4 3RZs are pretty well the same as long as you get the right one.
There you go. There we go. Actually, Paul just answered the same thing you said. Don't need the engine harness to make it work. Where were we? Do we think 488s would be good for 33s? I think 488s are perfect for 33s.
Overkill.
You think overkill?
Okay. Depends on what you have. Is this the 22RE guy? Okay. Then I guess 488's probably perfect, yeah. A V6, it's definitely overkill. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're coming up on 10 o'clock here, so we are going to wrap it up for the night. I didn't get any of the viewers' rides today. Oh, you're right. That was a 22R, so yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So there you go. You're good. So if you guys do send pictures anytime to toyotatuesdays@gmail.com, we'll take a look at those for the next show. So, Clinton, what do you got going on this week for an upload?
No idea.
No idea?
I haven't figured that out yet. As I said, I figured out the issues with my running issues like this past weekend. So there hasn't really been forward progress. I might make a video explaining what's going on, but that would be a short video, and I don't know if I'd want to do it. We're doing trail gear leaves and an e-locker in my brother's 85 in the front axle, so maybe we're doing that tomorrow night, but no idea what I'm actually going to stick with, though.
Yeah. See, I tried to build up a few videos, and for like this type of thing where I have downtime and I can't do anything new, so I I've got some. Sorry guys, but I gotta get some non-Toyota videos in the mix. So we're gonna start looking at one of my other new project vehicles. But once I get this thing out of the way, it's full speed ahead on getting the 81 up and running and restored. So uh, we'll have some good stuff coming down the pipe here soon. Um,
Yeah, I have checked out cartoons, so I'm replying
oh
to a
yeah,
comment
I was
there.
just about to check that out.
They've got really useful information when it comes to 1UZ swaps. So, and wiring some swaps. He didn't have any information on mine, but he does have very useful information for Toyota wiring swaps in general. But yeah.
All right, Clinton. I may need your expertise on this one. The difference between
Uh-oh.
84 and 85 front axles. It's just the
I'm pretty sure it's
trusses,
literally
right?
just the bottom truss. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think 85 is the best year to have. But yeah, it's just a longer truss.
Yeah, just a little bit beefier.
Yeah.
And
Harder to bend.
I mean, in your opinion, I mean, is it worth waiting around for an 85? I mean, you use an 80.
My 82 axle's been fine.
Yeah.
Typically, if they're gonna bend, they don't bend there; they bend at the knuckles. So it doesn't really matter. And most of the time, when you do a solid axle swap, you're slapping that massive trail gear truss on the top, anyways, like mine did, or I have mine. So it probably doesn't matter then. But if you're trying to find a stock axle that you're not gonna modify, and you're gonna like, I don't know, say you want to upgrade your first gen to have a second gen 85 axle, it might be worthwhile just to have that bit of extra insurance. But
Yep.
yeah,
But you're looking for that. I mean, that's not quite a unicorn, but you might be looking for
it's
a
a
while.
unicorn.
Is it a
Yeah,
unicorn? Yeah.
yeah, it's a unicorn.
All right, guys. Well, hey, oh, okay. He's got an 84. You never knew. Yeah. So there you go. We all learned some new stuff today. Thanks for watching the show, everybody who subscribes and watches us. So stay tuned and see what we have coming up this week. Clinton's up in the air, but it'll be something good Toyota related, I'm sure.
Absolutely. We don't have any non-Toyotas.
And we will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
See ya.